Today, new developments in the investigation of a weekend shooting in Jennings. Plus, lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill following President Trump's national address. But are we any closer to a deal to end the shutdown? And people near Venton say an illegal dumping issue has gotten out of hand. 7 News First at 4 begins now.
Sponsored by Lake Charles Memorial Health System, covering the news for Southwest Louisiana. This is 7 News First at 4.
Thanks for joining us on First at 4. I'm Jillian Corder. Breaking news this afternoon, the second suspect in a Jennings shooting is in custody. Jennings police tell us 23-year-old DeAndre Nixon has been arrested in connection with a shooting over the weekend that sent one man to the hospital. That other suspect, 21-year-old JaLawrence White, was arrested yesterday, according to Chief Danny Sims. Both are facing attempted first-degree murder and armed robbery charges. A neighborhood outside Venton is dealing with a dumping problem. First, we want to warn you some of these images might be disturbing. The sight of animal carcasses on the side of the road is not new for residents outside Venton, and this isn't simply roadkill. People have reportedly dumped several different kinds of animals on the corner of Cleveland Road and Highway 90. Those living nearby say there is a new carcass there every week.
Animals, crawfish heads, furniture, alligators, hog heads. My neighbor's got deer head stuck under her house and a hog head in her trash can that her dogs drug up there.
Louisiana law says dumping animal carcasses is considered littering. First offenses are punishable by a fine of up to $1,000 and 8 hours of community service. We have a list of proper ways to dispose of animal carcasses at KPLCTV.com and your 7 News app. And new at First at 4, every year the Calcasieu Parish Police Jury holds the Point in Time survey, which tracks the homeless population in the community. Tracking this allows the parish to receive funding that can better assist the needs of those who need shelter. But to conduct that survey, the police jury is asking for your help. Kristen Brooks, Calcasieu Parish Human Services Supervisor, says after holding the Housing and Homeless Crisis Forum last year, she realized how much the community was willing to help.
Basically, the community, along with some of the homeless population, had came out, and it was a huge success. And so now we're trying to get them the help that they need.
For more information on how you can help, watch 7 News live at 5 today.
They don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people on the inside.
The fact is, President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis, and must reopen the government.
That was President Donald Trump addressing the nation last night and the Democratic response. We're now in day 19 of the government shutdown, on pace to become the longest in history. Today, President Trump and top Democrats met again in hopes of reaching common ground. Blaine Alexander has the story from Washington.
President Trump taking his border wall argument to Capitol Hill. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
And today, the House voting again on measures that would reopen the government, but that goes nowhere in the Senate without the president's support. It's estimated the cost of sending active duty troops to the southern border will reach $132 million by the end of January. That's according to 2 U.S. defense officials who say Congress has been briefed on that cost. And the cost of the deployment could go up if the Defense Department approves the most recent request for help by the Department of Homeland Security. On top of the estimated $132 million, the cost of the National Guard deployment is estimated to be $308 million by the end of September. That's according to the same 2 officials. President Donald Trump spoke with French President Emmanuel Macron yesterday about U.S. troops withdrawing from Syria. The two discussed the importance of a strong coordination between members of the international coalition. On Sunday, National Security Advisor John Bolton said U.S. forces would not leave Syria until ISIS is fully defeated. Turning now to Chief Meteorologist Wade Hampton. A little cooler out there.
Yeah, as expected. We talked about this yesterday, that it was going to be turning cooler last night. Sure enough, it did. 24-hour temperature change. Yeah, down by about 10 to 15 degrees cooler. And we'll have a similar trend tonight. I'll talk about that cooler weather after this.